In this video, I'm handing you an autonomous AI agent that makes sure your interested cold prospects are turned into booked meetings and no warm lead ever slips through the cracks. This autonomous AI agent will auto-enroll every interested reply that comes from your cold outbound campaigns into a 4-touch personalized follow-up sequence, and it turns the polite, sounds good, or interested messages into booked meetings on autopilot 24/7 while you sleep. It can boost meeting conversions 5 times while spending 0 extra time on manual follow-ups. Now let's dive in and watch your calendar fill up. So in this video, we're going to look at the last building block of our AI BDR multi-agent system. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know that we covered Max, the AI BDR manager, and its building blocks in depth. So we looked at the sales strategist who was able to generate in-depth research for a prospect and their company. We looked at Tony, the outreach manager, who's able to generate hyper-personalized messages and email cadences based on that in-depth research. And we also looked at the message reply specialist and appointment setting capability for the situation where a cold prospect who we reached out to with the personalized cadences come back to us with an email reply and have some objections or questions, or they want to book a time with us and we need to negotiate the time between our sales team and the prospect. Today we are looking at the building block, which is the follow-up management capability. Imagine that you reached out to a prospect who came back to you with an interested reply. The message reply specialist handled that situation, and we sent an email reply to this prospect. Then what happens? What should the AI agent do if it was an A-player BDR whose job is not only to generate interest in prospects, but also to book a meeting? In a cold outbound use case, we really want to make sure that when someone shows interest, we convert them to a meeting, and we do that by enrolling this person into a 4, 5, 6, or even 15-touch personalized follow-up cadence. And so this is what this building block is doing within this multi-agent system. Now let's look at an actual example that I brought to you. If you saw my other videos, then you're familiar with this outreach sequence. So what happens here is we are on the parent agent level. So this is the AI BDR manager, Max, and we trigger this agent with this instruction from HubSpot saying, you're given this research and outreach task. Now go ahead and reach out to Nick Feeney from Loom. And Max, the AI BDR manager, delegated to the sales strategist, who then returned an in-depth research. And Max, the AI BDR manager, first delegated to the sales strategist, who then delivered an in-depth research for us about our prospect. And based on this research, Tony, the outreach manager, was able to generate a hyper-personalized email sequence with email touch 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it created a sequence of tasks that you can see here on the right side to send out these emails using its own Gmail address. Now, obviously, if you're doing scaled outbound, you don't need to do this, because in that case, you would use instantly.ai or you would use SmartLead. Go watch my other videos where I discuss how an AI agent can control SmartLead. But in this case, I wanted to simplify this flow, and I wanted to show you how you can send one-to-one emails using just one email inbox. So that's why this agent needs this capability and to schedule new tasks that will trigger when the agent needs to send out new emails. Following this, Max, the AI BDR, sent out the first email with the call to action. Can I send you a quick video on how easy it is to build an AI agent? And the prospect replied, yes, you can send a video. After that, I'll see if I want a meeting. Thanks. Now, this email reply from the prospect triggered the agent. And when that happened, the agent first canceled all the outstanding tasks, and it delegated to the message reply specialist, who then came back to us with an email draft. It looked at the knowledge base that we gave to this agent, and it sourced this YouTube video that talks about how easy it is to build AI agents. And then finally, AI BDR Max sent out this response email. And so at this stage, we want to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks, because we are in a cold outbound situation and conversion rates are super low. And so the best practice here is to enroll this person into a personalized follow-up sequence that we send out with 5 days delay between the touches. And if the prospect then replies or books a meeting, then we cancel that sequence. And so we created this follow-up manager AI agent and attached that to the multi-agent system to be responsible for generating a personalized follow-up sequence and sending that out to the prospect. So let's look into that agent a bit more in depth. These are all the inputs that this agent received. The instruction from the parent agent was to create a personalized follow-up email sequence for the prospect. We provided the prospect details as well as the details from our own sales team member. In this case, it is the from email address, the latest reply from the prospect, very importantly, the email thread ID, which is going to allow this follow-up manager agent to retrieve the email thread and to see all the context that happened before this agent has to create the personalized follow-up sequence. And finally, we also passed the original in-depth research from the sales strategist to this agent, allowing the agent to tap into this knowledge base as well for additional context and for additional personalization capabilities. Now let's open this agent on another tab. Here we will find the personalized follow-up cadence that this agent generated. So we have touch 1, which first asks about the resource that we shared. So what did you think about the AI agents video I shared? It will send the calendar booking link for the prospect to make their job really easy to book a meeting with us. And if the prospect still hasn't replied after the first touch, we'll send out follow-up touch number 2, which is going to be a quick bump. So, hey, still interested in exploring how AI agents could help scale Loom's enterprise outreach? Notice how personalized this is. So we are only focusing on the enterprise play within Loom. So we don't care about the B2C or the product-led growth side of things, because the agent knows that Nick works on the enterprise side within Loom. If the prospect still hasn't replied after touch 2, then we're going to send out email touch 3. In this example, the agent provides a few key benefits to the prospect to show the value of what we can deliver to them. Notice that it is using some kind of social proof here. So it is name dropping previous success stories that we delivered. Again, go to my other videos where I show an AI agent that is able to source the most relevant social proofs that are the most relevant to the prospect company based on the knowledge base and the companies who we use to work together. In this email touch, the agent provides these key benefits like you can automate prospect research, you can generate more sales qualified meetings, and you can improve the outbound return on investment despite low lifetime value. And then a quick call to action. Is it worth exploring how it could work for Loom? Again, sharing our calendar. And then if the prospect still hasn't replied, then the agent is going to send out email touch 4, which is at this stage is more similar to a full-fledged cold outbound message saying, hey Nick, notice Loom's expanding its enterprise focus post Atlassian acquisition. Our AI agents are helping similar PRG companies boost enterprise sales by 3x while reducing research time by 80%. So here we're dropping some quantified benefits to them, as well as the agent is still focusing on the enterprise side of things. It drops the post-Atlassian acquisition story, showing that we understand the prospect situation. And finally, it drops this call to action saying, hey, when can we chat about keeping Loom ahead? And then it shares the calendar booking link as well. Now let's briefly look into the capabilities of this agent and how we generated this sequence. On the right-hand side, you'll notice that this agent only has 2 AI tools connected to it, the retrieve email thread content and the craft personalized follow-up sequence tool. So what it's going to do is it's going to take all this context that we provided to this agent from the get-go, and it's going to use the retrieve email thread content tool, which we covered in my other videos. It returns the whole email thread content up to this point. And then finally, it's going to use all the context that we provided to the agent in these steps. And it's going to craft a personalized follow-up sequence. So the output is going to be the same as what we just went through. And the inputs will contain all the information about the email thread, what our company does, the whole research about the prospect company and the prospect, the latest reply from the prospect, meeting booking link, and a bunch of instructions for how long the messages should be, and some other instructions for what the messages and the different touches should contain. As you notice, these are only high-level instructions, and the agent is able to personalize the sequence based on these high-level instructions. Feel free to stop this video to read all these instructions. I'll also go into this tool and show you the prompt so you can take a screenshot and replicate it. But feel free to reach out and I can share the whole template with you as well. In this tool, we have one single prompt. We're using Claude 3.5 to generate the whole sequence. And we're passing all these inputs into the prompt. Again, feel free to stop the video and copy and paste this prompt. I'll scroll down slowly here. And this is going to be the output structure that I want the agent to output the sequence in. So now if we go back to the agent level here, again, we see that this was the latest message that the follow-up agent provided. And it gave this message back to AI BDR Max. So this is the update that this agent provided to its manager agent. And if I close this window, you'll see that it scheduled new follow-up tasks. So these are some of the follow-up tasks that you can see here on the right-hand side. And when these follow-up tasks trigger, this is a message that the agent will receive automatically, and that is going to send the right follow-up touch based on where it is in the sequence and which tasks still remain. In this example, I set the send email tool on approval mode. So 3 days ago, when this task triggered to send out touch 2, then it moved everything on approval mode. So now if I approve this, it's going to send out the email, and then it can trigger again with the subsequent follow-up touches. I really hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. My doors are always open. Feel free to reach out via email or LinkedIn. My contact details are in the description. And see you in other videos, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Ciao.